Hi friends, this is Bilal Haider, and today we are going to learn about an array method here. So let's say we have a use case where we want to search an item from an array, right? And what we want to do basically, we want to search it and then we want to delete it. Okay, so how can we do that? We know that the splice method we can use to delete an element, but the splice method is going to accept an index, right? So how can we search an element and get its index? So that's what we are going to do today. We are going to learn a method that is going to search an array for a particular value, and it's going to return us the index of it. So let's start by creating a variable here, and the method is called FindIndex. Okay, and it's going to accept a method or a function, and on each iteration this function will do the iterations. Basically on each iteration it's going to store one member in this item variable. Okay, so first time the item is Bilal, the second time item is Heather, third time it's Steve, fourth time is David. So that's how the iteration works, right? But there is one thing which this function does, and that is pretty cool actually, and that is it's going to return us whatever whenever it returns true inside this function. So whenever it's going to return true, whatever we have in this item variable at that time, it's going to return the index of that item back to this variable basically. Okay, so what we can do here, we can basically search for an item. So let's say we are searching for Heather, right? So what I can do basically, I can say if item equals Heather, right? If this is true, then you return basically you return whatever the result of this comparison operation is basically. So the first time when this iteration starts, item equals Heather, no, item is Bilal, so it's not equal, it's going to return false, right? So nothing happens, no index is returned. So the second time it goes to Heather, so item equals Heather, this is true. So whenever this function, whenever this this internal function here which we are passing to this FindIndex function, right, whenever it returns true, right, this FindIndex method returns the index of the item to this variable. I hope it makes sense. So basically what we are doing, we are finding the index based upon our search criteria. So now that we have the index, we can maybe console log and see it basically. So if I run node index.js, it tells me that the index is 1, which is correct. We have this element at this location, right? So let's say I am finding David. Okay, so if I put David in here, right, and I run my code, it gives me 3. Okay, so let's say I have 2 Steves in my users. Okay, so what it's going to do is actually going to return us the first element's index basically. So as soon as it finds a value that matches our search criteria, it stops iterations and it doesn't move forward. Okay, it stops there and it returns that members index to this variable. Okay, so this whole function is going to return the index of an array element based upon whatever the search criteria is. So if we have maybe numbers, array of numbers here, 1 2 3 4 5, and our search criteria is if item is equals 5, then we should return true, right? So as soon as the item equals 5, it's going to return the index of that element. Okay, and what happens if it doesn't find the value which we are searching for? Then it's going to return -1. That's one way to find out that our search could not find what we were finding basically. So what we can do here, basically I can say if index not equals -1, right? So if we found something, right, what we can do, basically we want to delete the item. That was the purpose of this video. So I can do users.splice. I know that our index has the location of the search value item, and I want to remove one element from the users array. So if I run this code now, if I console log my code here, my array in here, you'll see that it successfully removes the user Steve, this user, from this array, right? So this FindIndex method is very useful. It helps you to find an index of a member, right? Then you can use that index to delete the item, right, or replace the item, or whatever you can do with the splice method, right? So I thought this can be very useful, and I should share this method with all of you. So use it with number arrays, use it with string arrays, use it with JSON object arrays. So you can use it whenever there is a need for it. So I guess this is all for this video part. I'm sure I'll be coming back with more.